By the way, I do have an update. I'm sorry to jump in here, Robbie. I know you had something to say. I just wanted to give you an update here on the Ron Paul legislation, the H.R. 1207. As of the 5th of this month, 5th of June, they had 190 co-sponsors. Well, here it is, the 9th of June. They're still stuck on that number, okay? They're still stuck on 190. Now, I talked to Rachel at the D.C. office. She's media relations. And I said there was a nasty rumor going around that 1207 that was submitted to committee, that's still sitting there, by the way, has been altered or changed. And she said, no, that is not true. And then, Bob, what you said about the companion bill on the Senate side, that is S-896, and the shenanigans that they were trying to pull, they were trying to attach this as an amendment to the mortgage foreclosure bill.
That's right.
And Grassley had a hand in that. They're trying to derail this thing, but it is still pristine, still in pristine condition on the House side, but it's still stuck on 190 sponsors. They need 218 to discharge the petition and put this thing on the floor for a vote. So he needs, if math serves correctly here, he needs 28 more sponsors, more Congress critters up there to sponsor this thing. So, folks, dig out your list. You can go to the Ron Paul site, and he's got the list of the good guys and the bad guys. He's made careful note who has not come on board or supported this. And do your duty. And I'm not joking about this. Because, Bob and Robbie, what kind of country would we have today if we had an honest money system?
I'd like to know
it'll be wonderful.
I'd like to know the breakdown of Democrats and Republicans in that 170 number. I bet you there's far fewer Republicans.
And you're right.
Yeah,
there is.
You're right. You're absolutely right. At any rate, we got to take this break, gentlemen. 800-313-9443. We'll roll your calls as they come in. We won't let you hanging. So use your fingers. 800-313-9443.
You're tuned in to the National Intel Report, the Real Talk Radio Show.
Let's keep up with the callers here. Doug in Colorado, you're on with Robert Chapman, Robbie Noel, and yours truly. Hello, Doug.
John, as always, thanks for your great program. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Robbie, I was just looking at 1207, and surprisingly to me, as of June the 5th, it looks like there's a lot more R's than there are D's that have co-sponsored Ron Paul's bill.
Oh, okay.
So it's interesting, and I would have agreed with you that I, would have expected it to tilt the other direction, but I'm just looking at it now.
There is some hope for some of them, I guess.
Perhaps. Question, Bob, for you real quickly. I've been following the Forecaster regularly, and thank you for all your wisdom there. My question is back on the IRA, gold and silver IRAs. And I was reading with interest, I believe it was your June 30th article, regarding the devaluing or devaluations, gold to stand against big devaluations, I believe it was titled. At what point, having gold and silver sitting in a vault in an IRA, does a person become concerned enough that they get it out of there and take physical possession? And I know that's a million-dollar question there, but with all the problems going on with the currency right now, possible crashing of the dollar, at what point, what signs do we look for to make that move, I guess is my question to you. And actually, Robbie, you as well. I'd like to hear you and John weigh in.
All right, Doug, hang on.
Thank you.
Go ahead, guys.
My feeling is that the first order of possible problems is the amalgamation of the retirement plans into Social Security. And if a bill like that comes out of committee and onto the floor, I will immediately tell everybody to liquidate everything that's in retirement accounts, because you can't take the risk that something like that would in fact be passed, and you've just got to get out.
Okay, I got a quick question for you here, Bob. Now, it takes a while sometimes to dissolve these little things, whether they're IRAs or whatever they are. Is that going to be soon enough if a bill like that hits? And the way they've been fast-tracking everything, will it be grandfathered or will it be immediate, or what's the deal?
There will never be a grandfather.
Okay.
Look what they did with the 1986 Tax Reform Act. They bankrupted 8 million millionaires by not grandfathering. I mean, these people in Congress and in the executive branch of government, they're all criminals. And so you can expect the worst. How long does it take you if you've got an IRA? 2 weeks to take a delivery of what you've got in there. Wouldn't you say that's fair, Ravi?
Yeah, that's about the time frame.
All right.
And another thing.
But I don't know what the tax implications would be for withdrawing it prior to obviously reaching the age of disbursement.
Well, that would be 59, or is it 59 and a half?
Yeah,
and,
I'm just not sure what the tax.
And the tax is 10%.
Oh, okay.
On top of regular taxation.
So
I know that's a fact.
So but there must be a
but
penalty.
Under the circumstances, it doesn't make any difference. If they pass that thing and you still own it, they're going to roll it in and you're screwed. And I'll tell you another thing. If they were to roll all of that into the Social Security by law, there would probably be massive selling in the market. And so I question whether it will happen. That's why I'm ambivalent on it. I just don't. We won't know until we get there or close to it. Any other kinds of problems, again, we'll have to play it by ear versus the dollar and gold and things like that. We just don't know.
Well, and Doug, let me ask you a question, because I'm sure if you're asking that question, other people have been considering it. Why, if you've got a gold IRA right now, what would be the advantage of leaving that with them and not cashing that in and taking physical possession? What would stop you or preclude you from doing that right now?
Well, the extension of taxation, a non-penalty, and if legislation never comes and it remains the same, and you're 58, and a year and a half from now you're 59 and a half, and you don't have to deal with the penalty, and gold is $6,000 an ounce, you'll pass it. You'll liquidate it and take your profit and pay your tax.
But don't you want to liquidate, Bob, when the prices are low? Because you pay your taxes based on the trustee at the time you take it out. So wouldn't you want to pay taxes at a lower level before it goes up to $2,000 an ounce?
That's a good approach to it, and you can do it that way. I was also thinking of retirement plans, and that is another group of problems. But yes, you're right. You would have a lower tax base for what you purchased after you paid the taxes on the IRA.
Bob, my fear is that I'll never see it.
Well, and that's what I was thinking.
Then cash it out.
Yeah, look, Doug, your trustee there, with that, they have fiduciary responsibilities as well. But we were just demonstrated by the White House, by the Abomination team, and what they've done with General Motors. And there's a lot of people on retirement with General Motors. There's a lot of people that have retirement funds with GM, and they just got raped. Now, that was in front of God and all his people. So my question, and it's, you really don't have, you don't have to answer this question because I don't have the answer any more than you do. But these people with these fiduciary responsibilities, they've already been demonstrated by some of the highest offices in this land that you can be irresponsible and illegal. And it doesn't matter. So that is, in your concern, that is the problem. You know, if you can do this without too much pain or taxation or whatever penalty,
do it.
Yeah, my God, get it in your hands, man.
Yeah, because there are no rules anymore. They are what they say they are.
Yeah.